Hi students, welcome to our high school. In the previous class, we have studied about cellular respiration and various types of respirations which occurs under cellular respiration. Those are aerobic respiration and as well as anaerobic respiration. These two types of respirations determines how they should carry forward on the basis of oxygen. If oxygen is available, that is aerobic respiration. If oxygen is absent, that is anaerobic respiration. In these two processes, the main difference is the production of energy. High amount of energy is produced along with carbon dioxide and water. In the anaerobic respiration, less amount of produced along with ethanol or lactic acid, CO2. Okay, so if it is yeast, it will produce ethanol. If it is bacteria, it will produce lactic acid. In this class, we are going to test anaerobic respiration with yeast. In this activity, we are going to see production of temperature and carbon dioxide under anaerobic respiration. For this activity, we need glucose solution, paraffin wax, diazine green and a test tube which contains lime water. While let us enter into the activity. So this is the setup for testing of anaerobic respiration. As shown in the figure, arrange all the apparatus. For this activity, we should take glucose solution in this glass jar. As we are conducting anaerobic respiration, first of all, we should remove oxygen. Why? Because anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. So that to remove oxygen from the glucose solution, first of all, we should boil the glucose solution up to 37 degrees. So as a result, the oxygen from the glucose solution removed. Later on, we should add yeast. Before adding yeast, we should test for oxygen from the glucose solution. What should we do here? To test the presence of oxygen, we should add diazine green or Janus green B solutions. What are those? Diazine green or Janus green B solutions. Actually, these solutions are in blue color. If we add these to glucose solution, if there is no oxygen or less amount of oxygen, this glucose solution turns into pink. In what color? Pink. So here the turning of glucose solution to pink color after adding diazine green or Janus green B solution indicates the less amount of oxygen or absence of oxygen. So what is this? This is glucose solution. After confirmation of removal of oxygen, we should add paraffin wax. We should add paraffin wax to the glucose solution which contains yeast. Why we are adding paraffin wax here? Because which prevents the entering of air or prevents the entering of oxygen into the glucose solution. And as well as arrange the setup as shown in figure. Insert a thermometer and as well as a U-shaped tube, and the other way take a test tube with lime water. The setup will be like this. Arrange it like this. So by seeing this, what can you conclude? How can you conclude? What will you understand? So here we took glucose solution without oxygen. Later we added yeast. So that means here yeast will grow very faster in a glucose solution. That means yeast performs anaerobic respiration, and moreover we arrange the conditions also in such a manner by removing oxygen. So yeast will grow very faster in the glucose solution, and later on after growing yeast, what it will do? It will perform anaerobic respiration. In the process of anaerobic respiration, which gas will release? Carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide escapes from this tube to lime water. So immediately lime water converts into what color? Milky white. By this we can say that carbon dioxide will produce during anaerobic respiration. As well as that, along with that, we insert a thermometer also. So during this process the temperature also increases. This will clearly shown by the thermometer. Once see this, take a glass beaker with glucose solution and heat the glucose solution up to 37 degrees to remove oxygen from it. To test that the presence of oxygen, we should add Janus green bee or Dicyn green. These are blue colored solutions. If we add either Dicyn green or Janus green bee, if we add this one, if there is less amount of oxygen or maybe absence of oxygen indicates by the turning the glucose solution into pink color. Remember that pink color. Pink color indicates the absence of oxygen. Do remember, it is very, very important. And later on add yeast to this glucose solution. Of that, pour paraffin wax over the glucose solution to prevent the entry of oxygen inside the glucose solution or to carry out the anaerobic respiration perfectly. And later on insert a thermometer and a tube like this. Arrange this setup as shown in figure. After some time you will able to observe that the slime water is turning into milky white. So by this we can understand very easily CO2 only the gas which can turn slime water into milky white. As well as along this process going on, you will able to observe the temperature increase in the thermometer also. So by this we can say that heat and carbon dioxide will produce under anaerobic respiration. Yeast is a very, very good example to conduct anaerobic respiration. If yeast and sugar solution left it for some time without oxygen, after some time you will able to smell some kind of a smell which is similar to alcohol. That process is called as fermentation. The fermentation process we will see in our home also. In 8th class you have studied story of microorganisms. Idli batter or dosa batter. Overnight we will leave it outside without refrigerating so that it can ferment and the idli and dosa will come very tastily. So in the same manner, yeast is used to produce alcohol or ethanol. So this ethanol can be separated from the sugar solution or maybe glucose solution by fractional distillation. Generally ethanol can be boiled at low temperatures, that is up to 70 degrees. Normally water can be boiled up to 100 degrees centigrade, but ethanol can be boiled up to 70 degrees only, so that by fractional distillation we can remove ethanol from the sugar solution very easily. So fermentation process is also a kind of anaerobic respiration, but this fermentation process economically used in various industries like production of ethanol. Fermentation process will be used in various industries for economical purposes. That is a different matter. But however, both aerobic and anaerobic, in both process some energy is produced, but the amount of energy is different in these two cases. Okay. Next we are going to know about respiration and combustion. What is this respiration and combustion? Why we are studying together here? Because many scientists proves that respiration is a process like a combustion. That means respiration is similar to combustion. Lavoisier, we have studied very starting the first class of respiration. Lavoisier, he also said that respiration is a combustion process. He wrote in a compilation in 1783, respiration is a very slow process. It is also combining with not only oxygen but also hydrogen and carbon also. So that it is very similar to combustion process. And not only Lavoisier, Robinson also stated that respiration is a type of combustion, and this type of combustion is the source of heat in animals. That means we have a particular body temperature now. So that body temperature is due to respiration. So that these many scientists stated that respiration is a type of combustion. But however, there are many differences between respiration and combustion. Let us see those differences. Once see this Lavoisier, just now I told you, no? Once see these definitions. Respiration is a combustion process. It is a very slow process, and here oxygen is not only combines with carbon but also with hydrogen. Okay, this is stated by Lavoisier, and it indicates that respiration is similar to combustion process. And next, Robinson. Respiration is a type of combustion, and combustion is the source of heat in animals. This is according to Robinson. So like this, different scientists, they propose that respiration is similar to combustion process, but however there are lots of differences between respiration and combustion. Let us discuss. This is very important essay question, so that my dear children, please concentrate more, and moreover it is very easy also, but if you concentrate. Okay, first, similarities of respiration and combustion we have discussed already, but again once see in these two process, glucose burns in the respiration process and as well as combustion process. We used to burn glucose, and as well as in these two process, heat is produced, some amount of energy is produced, carbon dioxide is produced. Even though these two are very similar events, but let us see how they are different each other. In the process of combustion, glucose must be burned at high temperatures. Glucose must be burned at a high temperature. But see, in our body, if we burn this glucose at high temperatures, you just imagine what will happen. The cells will burn. So that in our body, that much of high temperature need not. Okay, so this is the first difference. What is that? In the process of combustion, high temperature is needed to burn glucose, but in respiration process, it will not. Okay, respiration. Okay, less amount of heat needed to burn glucose and high amount of temperature is needed in combustion process. In the respiration process, we need not to provide any temperature or maybe any heat externally. The heat will be produced within the body itself. But in combustion process, we should provide a temperature externally. Okay, so here the difference is here, within the body heat is produced, but here we should provide it externally. Should provide externally. And the third point is, in the process of respiration, once glucose start burning, we can't stop that process. Cells takes over this entire process. They will have the own control. But so externally we can't control this process. But combustion process, we can control the process. Okay, see, we can't stop burning process of glucose, and we can stop a combustion in the process of combustion, in the process of respiration. Here we can stop burning process. We can stop combustion process. How? When we pour water, simply the burning process stops over. Is it not? But in the respiration, the entire body, all the cells in the body, they contain lots of water. 70% of the body weight is due to water only. Even though the respiration process is not at all stopped. Is it not? So if water pour on the burning process, on the combustion process, burning process will stop. But in the process of respiration, it won't happen like that. Even though there is a lots of water in cells. So these are the differences between respiration and combustion, even though both are similar. See, less amount of heat is needed to burn glucose in the process of respiration. It needs high temperature, and heat is used within the body, but heat should be provided externally. And we can't stop burning process in the respiration, but we can stop. Here water can stop the process, but here can't. But the similarity is, in these two processes, energy produced, heat produced, CO2 produced, water produced. So these are the similarities. Hence, we can compare these two as a similar process. Cellular respiration in a brief form, let us discuss in 4 sentences. Cellular respiration takes place at cellular level. It happens in the presence of oxygen or absence of oxygen. Presence of oxygen gives lots of energy. It can take place in the cytoplasm and mitochondria. This energy is stored in mitochondria, hence we can call them as powerhouses of cell. Energy is stored in the form of ATP. But in the absence of oxygen, anaerobic respiration takes place. In the anaerobic respiration, less amount of energy, CO2, water, are usually produced. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the cytoplasm. This anaerobic respiration takes place in bacteria, yeast, just like that. In the anaerobic respiration, bacteria used to produce lactic acid and yeast produce ethanol. The production of ethanol with the help of yeast, that process is also called as fermentation. Fermentation is a very commonly used process even at our home also. Sometimes if there is requirement, even our muscles also perform anaerobic respiration. During that process, our muscles used to produce lactic acid. So because of the production of lactic acid, we feel muscular pains. Usually this happens during strenuous exercise or a long time running or something. So in this process, lactic acid produced, so we feel muscle pains. This pain continues until our muscles taking off much more oxygen. So that's all for cellular respiration. It is very easy. So please do concentrate properly, and once after this class, go through your textbook. Whatever I am writing on the board and whatever the clippings you are watching on the screen, please prepare a notes with all those things, and once go through your notes which you prepared by seeing my class, and after that once go through the textbook also, so that you will get a perfect thorough understanding regarding the topic. Even though if you have any doubts, please put it in our comments box. If you like this video, share to many of your friends, and if you do not subscribe, please subscribe. Until that, bye.